C'est un jour historique que nous vivons. La France accueille 150 chefs d'État et de gouvernement. Jamais une conférence n'avait accueilli autant d'autorités venues d'autant de pays. Mais jamais, je dis bien jamais, l'enjeu d'une réunion internationale n'avait été aussi élevé. Car il s'agit de l'avenir de la planète, de l'avenir de la vie. Nous devons penser la planète comme un espace unique, établir un pacte d'équité entre le Nord et le Sud et un partenariat entre l'homme et la nature. C'est pourquoi nous sommes réunis, car il s'agit de décider ici à Paris de l'avenir même de la planète. Merci.
I declare His Excellency, Mr. Laurent Fabius, elected President of the 21st session of the Conference of the Parties.
Let me be clear. The fate of a Paris Agreement rests with you. The future of your people, the future of the people of the world, the future of our planet world is in your hands. We cannot afford indecision.
Chers délégués, j'ai l'honneur de déclarer ouverte la 11e session de la conférence des partis, agissant comme réunion des partis au protocole de Kyoto.
Avec votre plaisir, Monsieur le Président, I would like to make a brief statement on behalf of Australia, which will of course save us more time later in the meeting. I am delighted to inform the meeting of the parties that Australia is officially on track to meet and beat our Kyoto Protocol second commitment period target.
China has the honor to deliver this statement on behalf of the basic countries Brazil, South Africa, India and China.
Les syndicats venus du monde entier sont à Paris parce que nous observons combien les questions essentielles pour nous, la justice sociale, les droits et l'emploi, sont en danger à cause des changements climatiques. Nous devons transformer le monde du travail et nous devons le faire avec tous ceux qui produisent, construisent, conduisent, enseignent, soignent, écrivent, c'est-à-dire les travailleurs, tous les travailleurs.
For the next 2 weeks, we honestly count on you doing your job properly, thereby enabling us to do ours, likewise bringing healthy and nutritious food produced sustainably to everyone. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Three numbers for you all. The first number is 1.3 billion. That's the tons of food that's lost or wasted between the farm and the fork, which is the 30% figure that David mentioned. 1.3 billion.
En améliorant les rations des animaux, on peut réduire jusqu'à 30% les émissions de méthane par l'élevage.
Agriculture, if done right, can contribute to mitigating climate change and helping to keep us in the path towards a 2-degree world.
We talk about the sacredness of all of nature, of life. That is our foundation. So that's why we are very critical in our analysis of any solutions that are coming from the hallways of the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change.
Cette COP ne doit pas être simplement la COP des décisions, mais aussi la COP des solutions.
Never in history have there been so many heads of state and government under one roof, in one day, brought together for one topic, for one challenge. Never.
Solidarity is not an alternative for all of us.
Ese derecho al buen vivir se traduce en los derechos territoriales de los pueblos indígenas.
And I think we need to focus on what we can achieve through investment and the linking of climate change and undernutrition.
Muchas gracias, ministra. Nosotros en México nos sentimos muy orgullosos de esta colaboración.
Progress is too slow. We need to speed up. Si j'avais à qualifier la plupart des interventions, je dirais 3 mots: l'urgence, le sens des responsabilités et la justice.
There is a very clear message for all of those engaged in the negotiations at the moment. We can have, and I like that, a win-win-win, or we can have a lose-lose-lose.
To this day, more than 80% of all the energy used in the world economy still comes from carbon-based fuels. We are now still emitting 110 million tons of heat-trapping man-made global warming pollution every day, and the cumulative amount that still resides in the atmosphere traps an amount of extra heat energy each day, equivalent to that which would be released by 400,000 Hiroshima-class atomic bombs exploding every 24 hours.
Nous sommes dans un monde où plus de la moitié de la population mondiale vit dans les villes. Et cette croissance va se poursuivre. Dans les 25 prochaines années, près de 70% de la population mondiale va vivre dans les villes.
Tous les bâtiments nouveaux qui sont aujourd'hui construits produisent plus d'énergie qu'ils n'en consomment. Si on arrive à construire ça, et c'est le cas même depuis des années, donc il y a quand même une certaine lenteur qu'il faut maintenant accélérer. Et si à l'issue de la COP21, on pouvait dire, ben voilà, désormais tous les bâtiments sur toute la planète, maintenant, dès lors qu'ils sont construits, des bâtiments neufs, seront des bâtiments à énergie positive, je pense qu'on aurait franchi un pas considérable.
We simply cannot continue putting 110 million tons of global warming pollution into the atmosphere as if it's an open sewer every single day.
Now is the opportunity that we can take to make these enormous strides as a nation, as people, as a planet, as a society, and as individuals to change the world for the better.
This is not just a COP, this is the COP of your generation. It is no longer acceptable to be irresponsible with natural resources. It is no longer acceptable to just continue to pull out of the earth all of the fossil fuels that have been sitting there quite cozily for millions of years. Let us keep them quite cozily down there. And as we've just heard, the future of this COP for decades. But make sure that the stories that you tell have you in a central role. I want you to be able to say not just what happened at the COP, but what did you do at the COP to make a difference here?
Nobody has the right to gamble with our future. My message to young people, let's use our power as voters, as consumers, as mobilizers, as innovators, to make sure that sustainability is the way forward. We must, we can, and we will put this planet in a path of sustainability. And that's the power of young people. That's the power of young people that is going to power COP21.
What is about the 2 degree target?
2 degrees.
But where's the below?
Where's the below?
Is
that the below? Oh, the minus. Okay. It can't be 2 degrees. It has to stay below.
París no es el final. París es simplemente el inicio.
Climate change is the biggest threat that faces humanity today.
We will lose our rights, our lands, our collectivity, our identity, our cultural heritage will be gone. And in that sense, our contributions to climate change is not also being recognized, it's not being protected, and it's not being enhanced. We are the ones already providing solutions to climate change, and we are completely being ignored. We are demanding states to make sure that in Article 2, there is a clear reference on the respect, recognition, fulfillment of indigenous people's rights in order for climate change solutions to be effective.
Il y a certains territoires pour lesquels ce n'est pas simplement un problème, c'est une question d'existence.
We want to stop the violation and the murder of indigenous people's leaders, saving their lands and territories.
Our rights have been violated through coal mining, through tar sands, through fracking, through oil development, and through pipelines that are the causes of climate change.
So what kind of signal are we sending today, this afternoon? By recognizing the oil and gas sector, is this sector ready to commit to this 2 degrees Celsius, 1.5 degrees Celsius trajectory?
I am sick and tired of being called poor and vulnerable. Let us now discuss, why are we poor? Why are we vulnerable? These are the questions that these government leaders would have to answer if they do want to find meaningful solutions to climate change. We are not here as an act of charity. We are not here begging for crumbs. Solidarity is founded on justice, and we are here in Paris demanding climate justice.
This is not the end of the line. We're not going to achieve everything in Paris that we ultimately need to achieve. But this is a critical step, and I think it's a critical event.
Can I take it that the SAPSTA adopts the revised draft conclusions on sub-item 13C contained in document FCCC SAPSTA 2015 L30 and agrees to forward the draft decision to the CMP contained in Addendum 1 for its consideration? I hear no objections. It is so decided.
Nous devons tout faire, où que nous soyons, pour sauver la planète, notre maison commune.
185 pays sur 195 ont déposé ce qu'on appelle en anglais ANDC, leur contribution pour dire comment dans les années qui viennent ils vont agir.
It's about our collective future. It's about our collective responsibility. And it is about our hope.
Mais il faut aussi que les entreprises, les collectivités locales, les ONG, les associations, les particuliers agissent. Et c'est cela, l'Action Day.
We've been discussing protection, we've been discussing the science behind it, we've been discussing innovation and technology. Well, I'm thrilled to introduce our next speaker, known not just for his successful film career, but also his humanitarian work. I'm pleased to welcome to the stage Sean Penn.
I'm thinking of 10 years from now. I'd like to ask you to join us, to join the other panelists and those things they'll speak about, in making a commitment and being under the scrutiny of our children in 10 years from today. So, with your help, here come the trees. Thank you.
Raconte-moi, qu'est-ce que tu as fait? Quelles sont les actions qui ont été posées? Quelles sont les actions qui portent ta signature avec tous ceux et celles qui se sont engagés dans cette cause si importante, qui ont fait qu'aujourd'hui, on a une qualité de vie qui est extraordinaire, on a préservé nos milieux naturels, on respire mieux, on vit plus longtemps, et on est solidaires les uns avec les autres.
The right choice is to safeguard the future for the next generation and for the generations to come. And young people are looking to us to provide the correct answer to that question.
Nous ne sommes pas des contre-pouvoirs, nous sommes des pouvoirs qui portent une parole forte de centaines de millions de citoyens et qui voulons agir et qui sommes déterminés à le faire.
Of course, there are disagreements on the wording of this section or that section, but ultimately, at the end of this conference, we must come together and provide the answer to that third and final question. Yes, we will change.
We must go further, and we must go faster, in line with science requires to limit temperature rise to less than 2 degrees Celsius.
Cette COP21, ce n'est pas simplement la COP des intentions et des principes. La COP21 va être un succès parce que c'est aussi la COP de l'action.
We are especially pleased to conclude our work on the same day as the Action Day. I invite the ADP to adopt the draft report on the 12th part of the second session contained in FCCC/ADP/2015/L5. I see no objections. It's so decided.